My name is Carsten Benecker. I'm in charge of the coordination of the German pilot region, one of our 3 pilot regions. And I would like to introduce you to our technologies and innovations that we have been setting up in the past 2 years in northern Germany, and have a few words on the market segments that we can address with these solutions, and also the barriers that we have encountered on this journey so far, and the solutions that we will be providing with P2GreeN. So starting with innovations and technologies, I would first like to introduce you to our partners. I'm here on behalf of Kreiswerke Barnim, which is a municipal recycling hub for the county of Barnim. And we are facilitating the yellow water treatment, which is a technology provided by our partner from Switzerland called Vuna Nexus. They have developed a urine treatment system, which I will show you later on. And then we have Goldeimer providing dry toilet contents, and also the technology for composting solid human excreta, and they're working on the premises of the Fachhof, which is a farm that also facilitates the field trials for the application of our products. So here's a little flow chart, so to say, of our 2 value streams. In Berlin and Brandenburg, we are collecting in public toilets and events the urine, which is treated in this green treatment facility on our premises by Vuna Nexus, and we have the product called Aurin, which is then transported to the field trials at the Fachhof farm. And on the bottom you see the event toilets operated by Goldeimer on events, and from there the solid matter is transported to their composting facilities and treated in a 3-stage process. And then the product is used basically on site on the farm for the same field trials. So the material is collected in different areas, but the product is then applied in the same field trial. So I would like to show you how the urine is actually collected. I was mentioning the public toilets and the event toilets. Here on this slide, on the top left, you see the event toilets, and on the top, on the lower left, you see the public toilet of our subcontractor Finizio, which are operated in Berlin and also in our county of Barnim. And on the right-hand side, you see the inside of the toilet. So there's a toilet with an inlet for urine diversion with this S shape. You see on the right lower corner, there is the diversion of urine to a separate pipe that directs the urine into a 600-liter tank, which is below this toilet. This is why you need a little ramp to enter. And it also contains a unisex urinal, which you see on the bottom in the middle. From there, the material is brought to our facilities, usually in this bulk containers of 1 cubic meter. You see on the top and on the lower left, you see an aerial view of the urine treatment, which is hosted by 2 oversea containers. And bottom middle, you see our partners in front of the 2 containers, and on the right-hand side, the inside of the 20 feet container. This is a flow chart of the urine treatment process from Vuna Nexus. So it's a 3-stage process. The stored urine enters a biological reactor where the ammonia, which gives the bad smell to the urine, is partly transformed into nitrate, and thereby the urine is already stabilized, free of odor, and is then treated in the 2nd step with activated carbon adsorption, where pharmaceuticals and hormones are extracted from the nutrient solution. And then in the third step, we have a distiller where the volume is reduced, the concentration of nutrients is increased, and we have these two products, basically a distilled water and the Aurin liquid fertilizer. So this was the first value stream. The second one is the feces collection. Here are a few toilets that are distributed by Goldeimer. On the left-hand side, you see one for nature destinations, and in the middle, you see the event toilets. The event toilets are facilitated with these containers. We call them FSB containers, which are like waste bins, but they have a sealing and a mechanism to get them air sealed for the safe transport. Those containers are then transported to the Goldeimer composting facilities at the Wagtshof. Here you see an overview. The material is entering this 400 square meter area to the working platform to empty those containers into the first treatment, which is the sanitization container. And then the bins can be washed on this washing stand, and the first treatment can start. We have a large storage area where normally in operation there's bulk material. At the moment there's these bins for the winter storage. And then we have the second treatment, which is a composting container with an inflow side and an outflow side. And in the third step, there's a screening also, which is not seen here. I brought some detailed photos of this. So this is the working platform with this hub for the emptying of the FSB containers, and on the right hand side you see the inside of the container. On the top it's filled and covered with straw, and on the bottom you see it in empty condition with the aeration pipes. This is crucial as the active aeration kicks in the thermophilic composting, and by the biological activation we achieve temperatures of around 70 degrees, and we keep them for a week for the sanitization of pathogens. And in the second step, there's happening a de- and recomposition of organic matter to have a quality compost in the end, and we also use a commercialized, containerized product here for the composting. This is a 40-foot container in this case, and an auger is moving the material and guaranteeing the aeration, additional to the active aeration on the bottom here, just analog to the other container that you saw before. So eventually we produce two fertilizers, one liquid called Aurin and one compost that we call KIT, which is a compost from dry toilet contents, and apply this to the field trials. And this year we could already produce rye and could show that the harvest is comparable to the harvest with reference conventional fertilizer application. So which markets do we address with this sanitation solution? I was already mentioning that events play a big role, and there it's more the sustainability and the premium segment that likes these kinds of toilets, which also provide usually more clean toilets as they are serviced very well, and they provide this circular solution in the back end. Then the public toilets are very interesting for municipalities as they need no media, meaning no connection to fresh water or wastewater piping, and this results in very small investments, and it also enables a seasonal operation for the municipalities, for example in touristic areas or so. And then as a third segment, we think that it can be also interesting for so far not sewered municipalities to have a sustainable sanitation solution without the installation of a sewer network. A fourth segment can be real estate in new buildings which have a zero pollution target. The wastewater needs to be addressed, and the NNP emissions from wastewater treatment plants are real, and decentralized solutions such as the WUNA Nexus system can really address this issue with nutrient recycling inside the house, basically, and closing the loop via the agriculture back to the fork. So what are the barriers that limit the development and the scaling up of these pilots solutions? I took an extract here from our deliverable 1.6, where we give an overview. Like on the x-axis, we have the tech, the acceptance, and the financial dimensions. And then on the y-axis, you see basically where we are at in the value stream from collection by treatment to reuse. And we evaluated that basically in the upper left side. The barriers are not so much there, and it's validated that the logistic chain is working, that the acceptance by users is there, and that the technologies are working and doing effective treatment. But the reuse is very inhibited still, and this is mainly because the products they have no legislative framework where they fit in, meaning they are basically illegal, and the cost for the collection, for the treatment, and also for the product in the end are not compatible so far, as the benefits that we provide with it, which is, for example, less pollution, they have no price currently. It's similar for the feces valuation. We have the same barriers there, which are legislative and price. Farmers are generally open to use these products due to our experience. I mean, we are remaining more studies on this, which we will be providing also within P2GreeN. But our perception here in this pilot, working closely with all stakeholders, are just that it's broadly accepted by farmers, but since it's illegal, obviously they cannot accept the product to apply it. I was mentioning the legislative framework. So which are the main legal barriers for the commercialization of our value chain? We have them from the local to the EU level. And on the local level, our municipalities are obliged to take care of the treatment of wastewater, which also gives them or grants them the ownership over the substances. So for a private actor, it is hard to get the ownership of urine and feces. This is one barrier which is manifested in the local or also in the federal laws. Then we have the national water law, where human excreta collected without water is not under the definition of wastewater. Human excreta collected without water are missing a framework where they fit into. Same for the organic waste ordinance, as human excreta are not considered organic waste. So we need a decision whether it's wastewater or waste. Then on the EU level, in the fertilizer product regulation, human excreta are not considered for CMC, and there's also no benefits somehow for decreasing the externalized cost for using human excreta. Similar for the Urban Wastewater Treatment Directive, it's now even increasing the technological lock-in for the sewer system. and increasing the investment backlog for the existing system, which makes it harder for new solutions to find its way and funding. So I hope this could give you a good overview. We are providing solutions. I see I'm running out of time, so I just want to highlight that we just published the deliverable 1.2, where we give an overview of the governance solution that we are providing, have already provided, or will be providing in the next reporting period. Yeah, have a look, and thank you so much for your attention. I'm open for questions.